Good morning, everyone. My name is Dhruv Garg, and today we'll be starting on missing number, letter, terms, and figures, and specifically type 1 question based on missing figures for now. So, in these type of topics, basically, you'll be given a series of 3 figures or numbers, some kind of pattern, and you have to guess the fourth number in that pattern or fourth figure in that pattern. So, let's start. So, here we have 3 figures. First figure is a triangle which has a line bisecting through it. Second one, same triangle. It seems more like a right angle triangle with again the right angle bisected. Then we have a small equilateral triangle figure, but with 4 lines coming out of one edge. And finally, we have the question mark. So in this type of question, we have, I would say that D is the answer. Why is this? Because in question 1, the first column, the solid square transforms into a X shape by adding diagonal lines. The X shape further transforms into a solid triangle by connecting at points of X. The second column, the X transforms into upside down Y shape by removing the diagonal line. The triangle with the dividing line transforms into X with another triangle by adding diagonal lines. So the empty cell should transform the next shape. X in the first column has diagonal lines, the next shape will also have diagonal lines. Therefore, option D with the diamond pattern, which includes diagonal lines, logically fits this pattern. 52. Which of the following figure will replace the question mark in the following? Now, it's clear from the figures that this is all being rotated counterclockwise. No? Clockwise. It's all being rotated clockwise. So this triangle now facing down has moved up, the one facing left has gone right, so on and so forth. And again, so the fourth figure will also be moving it again clockwise. So moving right down, left up, we will get top left में arrow pointing up into the right. Top right becomes an arrow pointing to bottom left. Bottom right becomes an arrow pointing down into the left, and bottom left becomes an arrow pointing up and to the. So we went from all pointing out to anti-clockwise arrows to all pointing in to clockwise arrows. So our answer should be arrows pointing in a clockwise direction, which is C. So answer is C. If you see the question, the 3 into 3 matrix consists of squares, each containing 4 symbols, an up arrow, a down arrow, a left arrow, and a right arrow. So pattern changes from square to C when you identify the logic. The left symbol rotates 90-degree clockwise, while the right symbol remains static. So here we're referring to this pentagon, which was remaining unchanged throughout. So answer is C. Okay. Next we have a diamond shape, which has a triangle inside which was plus, which is flipped 180 degrees in the second figure. So to applying the same logic for the third figure, we have a diamond shape. Which, if we mirror it, will become A. Yeah, answer is A. If you see the figure has been flipped horizontally. Therefore, flipping it is the answer. Okay. Now here we have a figure which this pattern, and we have it divided into 4 quadrants with a circle moving in anti-clockwise direction from bottom left upwards, and thus following the anti-clockwise it should end up in the top left quadrant in the final figure. Going by that logic, it must be T. This is the only one which the figure's pattern is maintained. Okay, so we have a star, then 4 overlapping circles, 3 overlapping circles, 2 overlapping circles. So we have one symbol on the left, then 4 overlapping circles. Excuse me. So we have some kind of figure on the left. Let's go with star. Then we have 4 overlapping circles, then 3 overlapping circles, then we have 2 overlapping circles. That's the pattern in each of these figures from left to right. Thus, we can easily say that this pattern will continue here, and we'll have a moon symbol with two circles overlapping, which is C. Thus, the answer is C. The sequence first column figure changed by decreasing number of circles, but elements are the same for the last column. Same rule must be followed. Okay, so we have given 3 figures on. So again, select the answer will come in place of question mark figure. So again, we in these type of questions we have multiple types. 2 of the ones we've gone so far have been: 1, we have been given a pattern 3 figures, from that get the 4th figure. And second we have been given 3 figures using relation between first and second, tell relation between third and fourth. This question is this type. So here we have a triangle, a square, a circle. Now the third figure forms the outermost shell. Second figure is on top of the first figure. Same logic let's apply here in this third figure. Okay, let's say the third figure is used to form a fourth figure. What will happen? The rightmost symbol will be outside, and the second figure will be on top of the first figure. So triangle is a circle on top and a square at the bottom. C. Answer C is the answer. C. First square contains an upright triangle pointing upwards to an empty square. Second square, the circle is divided into 4 quarters. No. Basically, that's what's happening. Here the expression given is not mistyped, but yeah, answer is C by this logic, and yeah, answer is C. Okay, so we have question mark figure followed by a star-like symbol which consists of 2 triangles overlapping. Okay. And in this one we have diamond, then which followed by 2 diamonds overlapping. So clearly what is happening is we have to find out the pattern. So what type of input would you have to give to get 2 overlapping stars if given that 1 overlapping diamond results in 2 overlapping diamonds? I think the answer is obvious. The answer is a triangle. If we have 1 triangle, result will be 2 triangles overlapping. So this is an interesting question. Usually in this type of question, if we were to form the same as previous, the triangle would be given here and this would be the question mark. So you have to be on your toes. If you see the question starts with empty square followed by square with a smaller square inside it, then a diamond shape, and finally a hexagon inside a square. So we started with a question mark, then a star, then square overlapping. So clearly, since 1 square equals 2 square overlapping, one triangle will result in 2 triangles overlapping. So, okay, we have question mark figure, then two black dots and five white dots. The hexagon pattern, I would say, is not changing. So first one dot, one empty circle on five sides, then one empty circle on and two black dots. Next, one of these circles disappears and we get another black dot here on this vertex. So white circles are on the edges or sides, while black dots can be pointed towards the vertex. And as the black dots increase, the white dots are decreasing. So it's obvious that the white circles are disappearing in an anti-clockwise direction, while the black dots are being added in a clockwise direction. So next figure, after two white circles and five black dots, is this one. This is the next one in clockwise, and this circle on the top right will disappear, as is the next one in the anti-clockwise direction. So which figure is most like this is this one. This would be the next figure maybe. Now we have to go backwards. Okay, so now that we have a pattern forward, what's the pattern backwards? So we would have to do the reverse. We would have to remove one black dot, and we would have to add another circle. So this would look like one white circle around this edge and one black dot less in the clockwise direction. So figure would look something like this. Yeah. Adding a clockwise white circle, we have to reverse this. So add a clockwise white circle and remove a anti-clockwise black dot. So the answer is figure number D. A, option number D. Answer given D will complete the sequence, hence option A is true. Each hexagon has dots inside the circle. So first figure has one dot in each circle, second two dots, so on and so forth. So here we have a figure. We have a star in the bottom left which moves to the top left. We have two triangles which move from diagonal top left to bottom right to instead become bottom left to top right, and a circle will move top right to bottom left. Clearly I would say this is moving in a clockwise direction. It's moving in a clockwise direction. So rotating this clockwise again would give a circle on the bottom left, again two triangles on the top left to the bottom right, and a star on the top right. Okay. So which figure is most like that? That is C. Okay. So given that one figure equals that same figure only overlapping, okay, so same here. If this consists of one figure, the result will be two figures overlapping, which is D. A is just the figure rotated. B is the first figure. The result or you can call it the second figure. Third figure, is the third figure rotated. D is the closest. It's the same figure overlapping slightly. Okay, so we have a square, and second figure is it divided into 4 and a diagonal through it. Okay, so what will happen to triangle? Triangle will be divided into 4 equal parts with a diagonal through it. So we'll put a plus here. Now one diagonal should pass through. 3 lines are added here, right? This one also 3 lines are added. This must be it. C. Answer is C. Single line inside the square, empty triangle. Okay, so we have a circle with an hourglass formed inside it. And a black dot on top, right? Which will become lying down. And top left. So this entire thing has been rotated 90 degrees anti-clockwise. Same thing will happen to the square. The star on the top left will come down, and this entire thing will be rotated 90 degrees to the anti-clock. So this B is the answer. So what is black will become white, and what is white will become black. So answer will be something like this. The star here. So answer is B. Okay. Here we have 4 patterns. So just by following the simplest pattern, let's say this omega, we see it's moving in a clockwise direction. Quick verification with, let's say, one more simple, this star plus minus star reveals that it is also moving in a clockwise direction. So this entire figure is being, all 4 symbols are being rotated clockwise. Very good. Next, let's look for any variation of pattern following these remaining 2 symbols. Here we can see that the symbols are clearly shifting. The backslash is becoming forward slashes and vice versa. And the arrow pointing downwards is rotated counterclockwise to face right. So the 2 forward slashes and arrow pointing down become backslashes and arrow pointing right. Okay. Next, then it becomes backslashes become forward slashes pointing up, and finally we would have forward slashes become backslashes pointing left. Okay, and rotating clockwise, this would become on the bottom left. Okay, so that narrows it down to C or D. Finally, we have the bottom left symbol of 2 plus signs underlined. So these 2 plus signs become 1 plus sign, then 2. So then the bottom right, we must have a single plus sign, which is D. So answer is D. C option on figure D. Every figure changes in clockwise direction. Okay. Now we've been given a pattern of a triangle, a square, and a circle. In this, the rightmost, these are all stacked one over the other. So circle forms the outermost, inside which we have the square, inside which we have the triangle. Similarly, for third figure, it will form the fourth figure by We have the largest square, inside which is have a circle, inside which is the triangle, which is option A. Answer is A. Here we have a figure consists of a heart shape almost, which has one half black and the other half white. So this is moving almost, we can say, counterclockwise. Okay. So if this is moving counterclockwise 1 to 2, then 3 to 4 it will also move counterclockwise and face right with the black down and this up. So something either like A or C. But also that the heart shape is breaking up more. So instead of A, I would think it's more like C. So my answer is C. D. The figure of blank will be C. A shape resembles a comma apostrophe. The same figure 2, the same shape but flipped vertically. This is consistent. Therefore, answer is C. Okay. Given two small circles and a large circle in between, we get the large circle with two small circles inside. Okay. So same as we have for the square. A large square with two circles inside the center, which is option number B. Answer is B. Okay. Question mark. Replace the question mark. So we have an H shape followed by a C shape almost, then a triangle. Okay. So what's happening here is that the shape is varying drastically. Lines are being moved. So to form the new shape from a triangle, we will have to determine the sequence of shapes within the square follows a specific pattern. It consists of two lines intersecting at a right angle, resembling an H. Second square has one line less than the first, forming an almost C shape. Third square has one less to form a triangle. Therefore, option A is the answer. So triangle becomes a 4. Basically, we just extended the lines. Okay, so we have a dot, a rectangle, and two arrows, which becomes rectangle, rectangle, and three arrows, and finally single rectangle downwards. Okay, so any squares on the bottom become dots and flipped. So you will notice that this figure, and this figure are the same. This figure is unique. This figure, and this figure are similar. These two are the same, but this one is just this one rotated. So applying the pattern, we get answer is C. First set is upward pointing on top and left pointing at the bottom. Second reverses these. The following patterns of the reversal of the subsequent set would imply that the third set reverse from the set 2's configuration. So upward pointing arrow should now have opposite direction. Therefore, option number C is correct because it is upward pointing arrow on top paired with a rightward pointing arrow at the bottom. So this follows the pattern of reversing the directions while alternating the horizontal direction. Okay. So given 3 overlapping or 3 circles, we get one large circle with 3 concentric. So overlapping to concentric. Similarly, here we have 3 triangles. These would again become concentric in figure number A. If we see 3 circles become concentric. Yeah, same way triangles will become concentric. So we have 2 opposite facing squares, halves of a square, or 2 opposite C's which are turned around to form one shaped square. Similarly, 2 opposite facing semi-arcs will together form the circle. Option will be C. Symmetry. Hmm. So each of these figures, if you see, top left consists of one circle inside another circle, which has a star in center. Okay. Second consists of one of those circles missing, star within a circle, and finally we have just the star. A circle inside us, 2 squares, which become 1 square, which become nothing, just the circle. Similarly, 2 triangles inside which is a square will become a single triangle with a square, which will become just the square. Answer is just the square, which is D. Yeah, it says D. So one by one the outermost shapes are disappearing. Okay. Now we take one simple. Let's take this FF. One large F and one small f in reverse. Now it's clear that in the second figure they move to the right, then they move down. So it's clear it's moving in a clockwise direction. All the figures are moving in clockwise direction. Next, we have the location of the two F's are switching. So figure it goes from small f facing backwards to big F facing forward. Reverse, big F facing forward, small f facing backwards. Next, small f facing backwards, big F facing forwards. And finally, in the bottom, in our figure, the bottom left will be big F, small f facing backwards. Okay. So we have one figure. Next, we have plus sign. Plus sign moves bottom left single to top left double, top right single. So bottom left single plus sign. So that gives us B and D. And the FF gives us A, B, or C, but not D. So only condition for filling both of these is B. So answer must be B. Single, double, single. Oh wait, the bottom right will be double. So that gives A and C, not B. Eliminates B even. Between A and C, we can use the up arrows in the top right, which go up, down, up, then up, down, then down, up, then up, down. So top left will consist of an arrow going up, then an arrow going down, which is C. So answer C is the answer. Okay. So we have a dotted line and then this straight line, which forms a circular shape. Now this line keeps switching, top, left, right, left, and the figure also is rotating. So we have this figure, then we have this figure, then we have this figure, then we have a question mark, then we have this figure. Again, it's similar to the first figure, but the dashed line has moved in one level. So next figure will be like the second figure, only if the dashed line moved in one unit. So this, something like this, which would be closely related to D. Is D the answer? Yeah, D is the answer. Okay. 74 consists of 4 diamond-filled figures inside. So diamond with it goes from facing up and a circle to facing down and a circle. Left with a circle means right with a circle. So this is the answering figure, which is figure number A is the closest. Answer is A. Okay. So we have a circle filled in. Okay. But the direction of lines keeps changing. One is going top left to bottom right, then it's going straight, then it's going from top right to bottom left, then we have again it will point straight, maybe horizontal even. If we take it that it's rotating in a clockwise direction as it seems to be, then we can say that the next figure will be left pointing. Okay, that gives A and C. Next we can look at the dots. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which become 4. And the color changes. So if you remove the smallest one and alternate the color, that gives us our next figure. Third one we have again empty, filled, empty. Next we will have empty, filled. Empty filled between A and C is C. So answer C is the answer. Okay. Next. So we have a figure which is being rotated. Let's see. Let's follow the smiley. Smiley moving down, left, from top right, bottom, then left. So it is clearly moving in a clockwise direction. Following another sigma, we have again it follows a clockwise direction, so clockwise it is. Following clockwise direction, the smile ends up on the top left with the arrow pointing up, which is true for figure A and D. Next, we can track the omega sign, which is pointing top right. Then left, right, up, so it will be in the top right again, which is in figure A. So figure A is the answer. In these types of questions, you can usually just track 1 or 2 symbols and get the answer, or you can compare 2 options and see what is the difference, then track that symbol. Okay. So here we have 2 concentric squares, one filled and one empty, and an arrow pointing to a star, which either of which can be filled or empty. It alternates. Arrow is empty, then the star is full, and vice versa. And we have a square. If the outer square is filled, then there is empty, and vice versa. So also the entire figure seems to be rotating in an anti-clockwise direction. Okay, so looking at the third pattern, we can guess the fourth pattern, would be after shifting the entire figure in an anti-clockwise direction once. So the arrow is pointing down at the sun, which is white. Okay, and this is going to be filled. The arrow is going to be filled. Circle is going to be outside empty, inside black. Again, rotate it. So this is most closely like B, which is our answer. Okay. So a triangle with 3 black dots along each of its vertices becomes a square with 4 black dots along each of its vertices. So 4 black dots along a empty square will become a pentagon with 5 empties with 5 black dots, which is figure D. The answer is indeed D. So we have a hexagon with 2 black dots, which are moved outside in the next figure, and a single black dot is placed in the center. So if you have a square with two white circles, what will it become? So since the number of sides decreases by 1, it will become a triangle. Next, the 2 white dots will move out, and a single black dot will be added to the center, which is most closely to figure 1. So answer must be figure 1. Yeah. Next, you have a figure which mirrored downwards. So it will become this, then mirror downwards. So placing mirror down, it will face actually the opposite direction. So it'll go from top left to bottom right, which is like a D. Answer is D. Select the correct figure. So we have a segment which is moving, skipping forward 2, 3, which alternates skipping 1 and 2 empty segments here. So first is 1 segment from here to here, then skips 2 segments to reach here. Then it jumps 1 segment to reach the bottom left. Then it jumps 2 segments to reach the top upper left, and then finally it will jump 1 again to reach here. So right and up, B. Answer is B. Okay. Next, we have a figure which consists of a central shape. And it's divided into 4 quadrants. And you have 2 white circles. One on the outside the figure, one inside. This inside one seems to be rotating in an anti-clockwise direction as you move from bottom left quadrant to bottom right to top right. And we have an outside circle which is also rotating anti-clockwise, which is move from bottom right to top left. Thus, the next figure will be top left for the inner and outside wall is bottom left, which is figure D. Yeah, D is the answer. 83. So we have a diamond with a triangle inside which is facing up. Next is rotating 90 degrees to face right. Then a diamond to face triangle which faces down. Then we have a diamond which faces left. as the figure is clearly being rotated in a clockwise direction. So figure number D is the answer. Which figure will come next? So given that we have a white square with four arrows pointing out, it will become black square with four arrows pointing out. Okay, so black circle with four arrows pointing out will become a white circle with four arrows pointing out, which is B. Answer is B. Okay, so first we have one bar, then it's rotated clockwise to form two bars pointing right. Then something happened, some other symbol is there. Then we have left facing four bars. Since 1, 2, then next number in series is 3, and then we have 4. So we have 3. And since it's rotating clockwise, it will move further on clockwise. So from up to right to down to left. That's the order it will follow. So 3 Wi-Fi signals pointing down, which is figure 1, 3 arcs pointing down. So there's 1. Yeah. Okay. So we have a triangle facing up with a black star on top and a white star at the side. This gets flipped horizontally. Okay. So if it is pointing left with a black plus and a star, mirroring it vertically, we get a rightwards facing arrow with a star. So the answer is A. Which of the following figures would replace the question mark? Okay. Again, this is a figure which is being rotated clockwise. So figure and thus the omega symbol will be from top right to bottom left to top left. Okay. Which is true for figures C and D. Next, we can just look at the plus sign. That's the only difference between the two figures. Plus sign goes from bottom left single to top right double to top left double to top right single to bottom right double, which is C. The answer is C. Let's see. So we have C and a B. C has a single star. B has two stars inside. Okay. And this is being rotated from facing upwards to facing top left. So it's being rotated anti-clockwise. Okay. So filled in black CP pointing top right will become upward facing CP. Upward facing CP is question figure number 2. So figure number 2 is the answer. C2. Yeah. Okay. So triangle is to pentagram upside down inside a square, half a line. Okay. So here we have what happens here is okay. So plus 2 sides and divide by half. Okay. So square double the sides will form a octagon with a line through the center. Okay. Or plus 2, sorry, it's a hexagon with a line through the center, which is D. Triangle has 3 sides, square has 4 sides, a pentagon has 5 sides. Okay, so 3 plus 1 forms the outer, so N plus 1 forms the outer, then n plus 2 forms the inner. Okay, so square plus 1 is a pentagon, and another plus 1 forms a hexagon inside, half divided through, which is D. Okay. Square, then we have 1 on each side and black dots. Same will happen with the hexagon. Octagon, sorry. Same will happen with this octagon. We will have 1 dot for each side. 8. So answer should be 8 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 for each side, which is C, not a vertex. Actually, when choosing between C and A, I was just reviewing. I just realized that C has the figure rotated slightly, which did not happen in second figure. Thus, it's clear that figure A is the answer. Okay, so here we have a square. Square which has all plus sign through it and a star or a black square, I guess. Then all the lines are rotated slightly, or 90 degrees, more like 45 degrees. So each of them forms bisects the edge, and the circle moves to the middle in a clockwise direction. So everything is moved to the right hand side. So again, a circle plus with the black dot on the top left, everything will shift clockwise a bit, 45 degrees. So circle will become in the middle of the circle, with this X being formed, which is C. Okay, so here we have a mirror image. Following the logic of mirror images to the right, since L becomes away L, P will become reverse P, which is figure number A. Circle, which has plus and a crossover through it. So we have a diamond which has a plus and a cross through it, which is figure number 1, which is our answer. So top right, bottom left, up. So clearly the figure is being switched, or it's being turned 180 degrees. So top right to bottom left becomes up, becomes down, B. Here we go. Next we have an S with a line through it and a rhombus with a black dot at the top left. Entire figure. Next we will swap these two and rotate it about 90 degrees. Okay, so S becomes on top, S faces up, and rhombus has bottom left dot. Okay, next S. Now this is interesting. So here we have a B and a male icon almost. So swap these two and rotate 90 degrees forward. So this male icon will almost face up. Like in A or C. And the B will face up downwards, like in C. So answer is C. We have a completely white square dissected in two. Then we have half is colored in. Similarly, if a circle is bisected in two, then half of it will be colored in. I'm going to go with the upper half, which is D. So answer is D. Top half is shaded. Okay. So we go from two overlapping squares with a circle on the top right to two overlapping circles with a square on the top right. Okay, so clearly there's a pattern we followed. Same, two triangles overlapping with the circle on the top right will become two circles overlapping with the triangle on the top right. B. Arrow pointing left, arrow pointing up, arrow pointing right. Again, this is very clearly a clockwise direction moving circle with the dot with a circle becoming a black shaded dot to becoming so empty circle again. So it'll next figure will be a plus sign. The dot again rotated clockwise 90 degrees up, and this circle has an arrow pointing down, which is figure number A, which is the answer. Okay, so a heart inside a greater than, then a V just facing up. Okay, so if a heart is shaped left, okay, again rotating the V just 90 degrees clockwise would give us a V shaping down, which is figure number A. Figure number A is the answer. Yeah, the answer. Okay. So we have a four-sided square with an X in between, to a circle with no sides, to a triangle with three sides. Okay. Next we have a circle with no sides, and a plus to a triangle, and with a plus to a square with a plus. So number 5. So a triangle with one bisecting line will become, next we have a square with one bisecting line, to okay, no immediate pattern. Let's look at the diagonals real quick. We have a triangle with a cross to a triangle with a plus to triangle with just a single line. We have a square with a cross to a triangle with a plus to a circle with a straight line through it. Yeah, that seems to be the pattern. Actually, if we look at it, the way all the figures are shifting one way to the left. So square in the top left will become in the middle right, which then becomes middle, which becomes left. Okay, so next figure will be a circle with a single line through it, which is C. We have done this answer. It's D. That's a repeat question. A clockwise rotating ball, anti-clockwise rotating ball inside a figure. It moves from bottom left to top, bottom right to top right to bottom to top left. D is the answer. 102. So here we have two concentric circles with a square on the top left, which becomes two concentric squares with a circle on the top right. So following this pattern, we'll have two concentric circles and a triangle on the top right, which is figure number B. So here we have a figure which consists of two circles, one at the top, one at the bottom, with a line with arrows, 4 arrows on it. So we see here that both the circles are flipped. Black becomes white and white becomes black. Also, one of the arrows moves from left to right. Same thing if it happens in figure 3, it would become, first of all, white would become black shaded, and the shaded part would become clean. An arrow would move from the left to the right, and again your shaded portion that will become clean while the non-shaded portion becomes shaded. So this is the figure answer: black, white, black. One arrow one side, 4 arrows the other side, and white, black, white, which is B. Answer is B. We have U-shaped arrow pointing right to left up, line through it, which is mirrored. Okay, so same thing will happen to this line. A vertical mirror will be placed here on these step-like figures. So it will become like this, which is most closely A. Answer will be A. D, figure number A is the answer. Okay. Complete the figure given below. Okay, so this is nothing but a mirror figure. So again, we can see in the 4 corners we have a black quadrant, so that is there, followed by a semicircle arc. Okay, next we have a straight line which is bisecting this triangle. Done. Next we have arrows which seem to be pointing almost away. So one arrow pointing, mirroring this arrow, we get something like this. Two arrows pointing one way, one arrow pointing the other. Finally, we will complete this arc in the center and cover it in this shaded quadrant. Okay, this is most closely like figure number 1, I would say. One and 4 are actually pretty similar. Answer is 4, it seems. Okay, apparently figure D is the one which establishes it more closely matches the relation between the quadrant figures. Same here, we will complete the figure. So 2 circles will be formed here, and 1 circle will be formed here with one line dissecting partially. Next we have this rounded shape coming, 2 hemispheres. Thus we have figure number B, which is 2 will be the answer. In the given, if we see the given sequence of figures in terms of the logic behind it, every figure is the same and every line are connected by in a particular shape to the last option. Same rule we followed. Therefore, answer B is the fit this pattern. Final. Okay. Here we have actually half filled circles. Okay. Thank you.